NFL record for the worst completion percentage.
This is a game you need to win. This is a divisional matchup against a team you should beat. This is how you stack up wins.
Hello and welcome back to episode 79 of i75Live. Not too much has happened. I know kind of we mentioned last week, baseball classic of how that was going to turn out. Got some movie trailers to talk about.
We did.
Not too much in the NFL. We got a little bit with the Dolphins just because Chris and kind of a big trade with a
really big
I still
trade.
think highly premier wide receiver that got paid a lot of money. So now he's going to a
He's
team
not premier anymore because he doesn't play for the Dolphins.
Well, he hasn't had. I mean, it's been 2 years since he's had 1,000 yards too. So we'll talk about that as well.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Going into a pretty good situation though, I do think with Sean Payton and Bo Nix and that what they got going over there.
March Madness starts this week,
Madness starts on tomorrow.
Well, technically, when this episode posts, we will be.
Is it
the first
are they playing games or is it actually the first round?
The playing games were last night.
Yeah, but is it actually? They don't call them playing. It's not like the NBA. So like
you're talking about the first four.
Yeah, like
that's last.
So
night.
is it
that was
first four?
Tuesday.
Do we call it the first four? Is it truly the first round or
no?
Is it considered playing?
There's
like
the
what
first
do we call
four,
it?
and
What
then
do you
there's
guys
the first
call it?
round. Both happened in the same week. So like the World Baseball Classic happened last night.
Yeah.
The first four games were also happening.
So
and
you call them the first
Thursday.
Four. You call them the first four.
Yeah, but that's not what's tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, tomorrow's first round.
Yeah.
Or second round, actually. That's what I mean. See, like,
do you know how that works?
Round?
The first four games. I think it's. Is it teams that aren't in a conference? I would have to look that up, and Vanny would probably know.
Well, it's teams that were bubble teams, I think.
Bubble teams.
But what's interesting is the NBA. The playing games in the NBA aren't actually playoff teams.
Well, like I know Montana a couple years ago for basketball, they won their conference, but they had to play in one of those games to play in a spot.
I think Kennesaw State did too.
Yes, I believe so too.
Poor
so it's just kind of the lower
they're
teams.
14 seed this year.
The lower teams who have a good season, but they're not, the ACC or the SEC, those type teams. They get a chance to then make it to the tournament, because if you win Montana winning their conference, like, come on.
Well, so there was
it's not comparable.
Yeah, well, they usually get killed. I mean, we usually get killed.
But I mean, it's not comparable to winning the ACC, the SEC, one of those. So that's kind of.
Tell that to JMU football when they got put in the playoff last year, and look what happened.
Yeah, you can say that.
I mean,
you can say that.
That's very true. That is very true. But no, we got a good variety today. We've got
absolutely
very good
World
variety.
Baseball Classic though, because we talked about it last week. Of is it up to the standard of what it should be? Is it do we have the players playing that should be playing in it? Looking at the whole picture now that it's over, I know I watched it last night. I don't want to say we lost to a bunch of plumbers over at Venezuela because I know they have a pretty decent team. They've got some pretty good stars.
That roster was incredible.
Was very good,
especially batting wise.
At the same time, though, you let a guy basically have the game-winning RBI double hit that when it's like he hasn't really been all that good for a long time in his.
You're talking about Suarez?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great year last year, but before that, he hasn't. I mean, he's jumped around the league, and he started on the Reds, and he's moved around to different teams, and he finally figured it out. He had a great start in Arizona, and then he got traded to Seattle halfway through the year. But before that, you're right, and this is a guy that and maybe that's just what we were talking about last week about how a lot of these athletes. As you should, take a lot of pride in playing for your country.
Oh, and you felt that after they won of the interviews,
players
and the coach.
Crying,
yeah,
and I was quite honestly. I get it does suck that the USA won, but I was happy. I loved seeing how much it meant to Venezuela, especially because there were players that we know, and Braves player Ronald Acuna was on that team. One of the leaders.
Did you guys hear though about some of the negotiations behind the scene? Even their closer last night, he wasn't going to be allowed to pitch.
Yeah.
Unless it
the
was
team said no, and then he had to negotiate. They said, okay, only if it's for the win.
Yeah.
Only if it's a run. It's just crazy stuff behind the scenes that could have changed the total outcome of that game.
Well, and this is also, I think, why baseball is at baseball's peak. I know, everyone can sit here and complain about the 165 games not being entertaining and too many games and too many of this, too much that. Baseball really is the true team sport, though, because you can't, going into the bottom of the ninth, hey, we need one run. You can't just be like, okay,
Get the ball to Curry.
Acuna, go up to bat.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
you can't do that. So that is
Jordan,
truly
take the
what
shot.
makes baseball special at its highest moments, is you really don't know who it's going to be. Even the U.S., when we tied it, I mean, we were dead in the water, and then all of a sudden we have a 2-run shot from Bryce Harper. That could have been anyone.
That was a crazy
And Bryce Harper
home
played
run.
he has
He had a terrible series.
For the most part,
He had a
Aaron
terrible
Judge
series.
had a terrible series.
Yeah.
Like all
Bryce
of our
Harper
bats
had a
went dead.
terrible series. What's his name?
Bobby Witt
Bob-
did not really do much either. It was, I mean, most of the players on Team USA.
Cal Raleigh didn't do good at.
Yeah.
I don't even think Cal Raleigh had a hit.
He didn't. And so, I mean, Byron Buxton didn't have a hit, I don't think. It's just so much went wrong. And I do think, I mean, we mentioned this last week that USA was going to, it kind of, the writing was on the wall a bit. We were looking to get embarrassed. I mean, our best players were not there. The amount of reports that came out with, I mean, we had probably 5 or 6 different Cy Young candidate pitchers that could have played. Garrett Crochet could have pitched last night. Tariq Skubal was in the dugout, but, you know,
and he only pitched
that story pissed me
and he only
off,
pitched
but
a couple innings again, like the first game of the whole thing. So
many pitchers that could have gone last night instead of, you know, and Nolan McLean, no, this is not on him at all. Props to him. He's not even in the MLB yet. He's the top pitching prospect in the, you know, in the minor leagues.
Well,
and he's the one that stepped out.
And let's be
So
real,
it's-
he only let up 2 runs.
He
and
pitched great.
And you have an all-star lineup who can't put up more than 2 runs.
They didn't put up a single run.
Yes,
until
that's
the
all he
eighth.
had to do.
That's
2
all
runs.
he had to do.
The game was over.
Exactly.
But Dylan, though, you were talking about the coaching, though. You think that the coaching had a lot to do with us not winning this game?
I don't. So one, for instance, I don't get. I get he was the coach last time they played in 2023, but it's just I don't get it. You lost last time. I would like to take Japan as an example. So Japan has had the same coach for a long time, and Japan has never not made it out of the semifinals. They've also won 3 titles in the World Baseball Classic. Japan lost in the semifinals, obviously, to was it Venezuela that beat them? Their manager stepped down like a few days later, without like no questions asked, just stepped down because you know it wasn't good enough.
They were going to
So it's
samurai
like,
sword him in the
where's
gut
the
when he got home.
accountability for the USA? It's exactly.
what was gonna
So,
happen.
he went out back and decided that was it. But just where's the accountability for the US? And it's just like we kept the same coach from last time, and he made arguably a trio of the worst decisions I've ever made or I've ever seen, given the circumstances. The biggest one was starting Alex Bregman over Gunnar Henderson. Henderson was the hottest bat on the entire team, the entire series. He was batting .425. To Bregman, I think maybe had 1 hit the entire series. And not only that, but Henderson is one of the best defensive third basemen in the league. And so just that, no sense at all. Having Bryce Harper hit second, even though he's been completely terrible the entire series, that too. Starting Byron Buxton, again, who has not had a hit the entire series, over Pete Crow Armstrong, not even a Cubs fan. Like, what the hell? And then the last one, kind of, I guess you could make an argument for, is Cal Raleigh benched for Will Smith. Defensively, Will Smith had, I think, 2 or 3 different passed balls, and one of them led to a run. So in the end, that could have been, looked at as a bad decision. And it's just, I get it, hindsight's 2020, but some of these just like common sense left the room.
Conspiracy theories.
And you know
it's
what
crazy.
You know what this is of just, so you've got especially the Alex Bregman and the Brian Buxton.
Buxton.
It's a classic example of they gave the nod to the veteran player.
It's just such a
but it's a baseball thing.
It's
a baseball thing.
It's
and it always will be. It will never change.
This is why some people get rubbed the wrong way by baseball.
They couldn't give the 24-year-old, Gunnar Henderson.
No, this is Bregman's moment.
Exactly. That's what it was.
Buxton has earned this moment. 100%. I guarantee you
this was the baseball gods wanting Venezuela to stand on top of the throne to make us think, look what, because all these players are coming in and playing for MLB from that country, and they have a lot of good players down there.
No, I have a theory, and Venezuela earned this. I think they were the better team 100%. And that pitcher, the starting pitcher, I think has like a career, maybe not a career, but the last 2 seasons he's had like a 5 ERA. Completely shut us down. His fastball average is like 92 miles per hour. But more importantly, I think, speaking on the manager, so one, Mark DeRosa is, a former player, but he's not anywhere near, like he was a locker room guy. and he was a utility player that bounced around and played for probably, I think, 7 different teams. So honestly, now that you bring that up, no shit that he made this decision. That is his mindset. He believes because he, earned his spot through, being a locker room guy and being there and just a rah-rah. That's good point.
Then
and Mark DeRosa, you're a joke for making that choice. That's, save it. Save that for the birds.
And you can also argue that, hey, look, Venezuela, it's not like they got lucky. I mean, you beat Japan the day before. You beat, baseball, classic example, again, they got hot at the right moment.
100%.
And we're playing better than, the competition. So multiple things can be true.
But wait a minute, Dawson. These are single games. So, think about
Major
League. Yeah, but think about Major League Baseball. What do you always say? The better team can lose a game
in a series,
but you're not going to lose the series.
If we play this series, if it was
not a series,
it was a best of 7,
yeah,
we win. Right. They probably win 2 games, and we.
That's right.
Yeah,
and we kill them 4-2.
In the normal, this kind of schedule was how the normal MLB season works. You play 1 game, you lose, or you win.
Well, but I don't mean that. I mean lose in advance. You do a 3-game series. You play a team 3. You go to a town for 3 days. You play, and it doesn't really mean anything. It's different than the playoffs.
Though, it's not like the series
single game
really
elimination
matters for something. Like, yes, we call it that, and yes, we have series, and yes, you have the rubber match if one team wins.
Sure.
So I get all that, but it's not like we're counting. It's not like you get points like in soccer. If we were doing 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, it's not like you get 1 point for a win, and then if you win the series, you get another point in the win column.
Which is why the manager shouldn't have played it the way he normally does and gave it to the veteran. He should have known this is single game elimination.
Yeah.
Hottest guy goes out on the field, don't care. And he didn't make that decision.
Yes, and you can also argue that there wasn't enough talent on the roster to begin with to really have those conversations and those choices. The only one that I can seriously make an argument for, I think, is Gunnar Henderson for Alex Bray. Just the batting
That's egregious, dude. That's
the Cal Raleigh one is fine with me because I think Will Smith has a really good bat. Cal Raleigh does too, but he just couldn't figure it out. And then the
Pete Crow Armstrong one, I think 100% what you just brought up is just the spitting image of what you just described of how, the veteran gets it, because Pete Crow Armstrong and Byron Buxton play the exact same game, and Pete Crow Armstrong's younger, faster, and probably twitchier now than Buxton after years of injuries. But no, Buxton's there. He's the veteran. He earned it. He deserves to be there, Dawson. And it doesn't matter if it costs us, extra hits, extra stolen bases. It doesn't matter because I made that choice. I wanted him to get that opportunity. Well, it was important to me that he knew that.
Now I can go on the other side of it and go, well, obviously it kind of worked because they made it to the championship game. So there's lots of ways you can go about it.
So I'd have to look because I know Pete Crow Armstrong played. He was the starting center fielder for most of the tournament, which is why I wasn't even aware that Buxton was on the team.
I wasn't either, honestly.
That's what the fuck?
Pitch hit
that's
for someone.
Terrible.
I think I was watching them against in the semifinal game.
Yeah.
He got pitched hit for, or he was a pitch hitter, and I was like,
how does that make any sense?
I didn't even know he was on the team.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I think for me, though, what it really comes down to is the pitching. I think if you would have had the pitchers that you should have had, you don't let any
Not even the starting pitchers, dude. I mean, there were just the amount of relief pitchers and closers that could have been there. We were not even close.
But that's not the manager's fault.
No, it's not. No.
So you can't blame it on that. I mean, you can blame it. He gave him the best pitch he possibly. I mean, he was able to get Paul Skeens pitched 2 games. He was able to get what's his name? The kid that played for the A's, the closer.
Oh, you're talking about Mason Miller. He's on the Padres now, but
yeah, he got traded. So they had. I mean, he was able to, but for some reason, it just wasn't the same draw. That you kind of see with other sports when it comes to playing for USA and
it's not even the draw. That. It's just. I think I genuinely is I don't think we care. Seriously, because there was a story come out during the game. I don't know if you heard this. They were talking about, I think it was before the game started. They were talking about how once Aaron Judge decided to play for the team, all of these other players decided they wanted to play to learn from him. And it's do you really think that other countries have to wait for one of their top players to decide they want to play? Do you think Japan was waiting for Ohtani to join them before all of them came in and played for the team?
100%
That's disgusting. Like, that's embarrassing. You don't give a shit. You seriously don't. You're only there. And they said this on the broadcast because they wanted to learn from him and the type of leadership and experience
they can. What are you going to learn in a 2-week span?
What are you going to learn from someone who can't get a hit ever in the most important parts of the game? Like, genuinely, that, I don't know if they thought that sounded good on TV. That's like, that made me not proud to be an American. That sounded like just selfishness. That's just not what you should be talking about.
What's happened in the sports world that it didn't used to be like this was everyone is like buddy-buddy with everyone. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when Cal Raleigh didn't shake whoever, I think it was Garcia's
it was
hand.
Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, before, and everyone had a conniption about
Mexico.
It was like, what do you want him to do? Mm-hmm. They're teammates, great, but they're playing against each other now. Mm-hmm. He's trying to strike him out. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you want him to do? You want him to just like stand up, you know, take a picture.
Just makes no sense.
But that's what I mean by everyone is just kind of. I mean, it and it's trickled down. Everyone's gotten so soft to where it has to be this. Oh, we're buddy, we're friends. Even NBA, that's like. You're playing, but you're dabbing each other up in the middle of the game. Like, I never got it. You can be friends before the game. You can be friends after the game. But during the game, I'm trying to embarrass you.
Okay,
I'm trying
but how? Okay, Doss. So you're the athlete here. How did you feel when you played against friends?
I hated it. I didn't care who you were.
Dawson doesn't even like when I chirp him if we play golf together.
Yeah.
And we're playing against each other.
Did you play any friends in college or was it just in high school?
Like, I mean, there were some people that I wouldn't say friends, but people I knew where like I had conversations with them. I was cordial and I wasn't a dick.
But once the game started.
As soon as the game started, I was trying to kill you. I was trying to beat you in every way I possibly can. And I didn't care who you were. I didn't care if I was related to you. I didn't care if it was my own mother out there.
Didn't care if you played on the same summer team. Didn't matter.
If you're wearing the opposite color jersey, I am trying everything I possibly can do to embarrass you and win the game.
I have a question. My team. Do you think that Tariq Skubal also took off his silver medal in, retaliation once he got it put on him?
Probably not.
Or do you think he even got a medal? Because
I know he kind of said he said
that whole thing. He did not do himself any.
Well, and he said I want to have the opportunity to be in the dugout, and it's like
I had to drive through the rain to get here. And
whoever said that, I just want to ride the bench. Game too, I just want to sit on that bench.
My thing is because he pitched like 2 days earlier in a spring training game. I don't get why you couldn't go and throw like 60 pitches 9 days before opening day.
Well, and
your excuse was that you wanted to be the opening day pitcher. Cool. Do this, and you have 9 days to recover. That's great.
And why do you have to? My thing is, you don't even need relievers. Just go get the best freaking starters you possibly can, and have them pitch 2 innings a game, and just cycle them like that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's so there's lots of ways you can go about it, but the whole friendly aspect of it, it's just. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. Well, and I think just when I heard that story about Team USA, one, struggling to find enough talent, but then all of the talent seemingly just, chomping at the bit once they heard that Aaron Judge was going to be there. Just that was so... that's not what a professional athlete should be about.
So that's what I was getting to the conversation that you had of it. It shouldn't have been, to your point, it shouldn't have been about, I want to go learn from Aaron Judge.
We should all go because we all have an opportunity to win something for our country.
Exactly.
It's just, and we haven't won. I think it was like 2013 we won, like 17 years ago.
Because I know Japan's, like you said, won a couple
Japan has 3 titles. Venezuela just won their first. Yeah. They've only been doing this for like, a little bit over 20 years. Yeah. So it's not, this is something that's new. And it's just, where is the pride? Like, seriously, where is it?
It just really feels like we're just kind of just out there to have fun.
Exactly.
And in my opinion,
and even Derek Jeter,
you're not out there to just have fun.
Did you hear what Derek Jeter said about the World Baseball Classic on the broadcast before the game started? He said, for all these players that are talking about how the World Baseball Classic is more important than a World Series, never played in a World Series.
Yeah.
Sorry, Derek, did you ever win a World Baseball Classic? Were you on that team that won in 2013? Because if you weren't, I don't think you know what this feels like either. And it's not like Americans even give a shit from what it looks like. So
To be fair, though, for him, though, I think he kind of does have a little bit of a point because I do think in the baseball realm of things, I would put a World Series higher than the World Baseball because it's harder.
For these other countries that like have all of this pride and like you see in like international basketball or like soccer.
Well, this is their World Series, though.
Matters.
Like, we have a World Series. They don't.
Yeah, that's true. Venezuela, that is their tournament. Yeah. And they only get it every 4 years.
It's like the Olympics. It's just different.
Just treat it seriously. If it's not for us, for the other people that actually love this tournament, it's just not a good look for us.
So then it's just a microcosm of our own mistakes.
Yeah, it's those damn guaranteed contracts. I got all the money. I don't need a gold medal.
It all boils down to
they don't want to do Wheaties commercials.
And I think they to that point though, to wrap it up. Jesus. I think to that I don't think it's that they don't care. I think they do care, but it's not to the same level of like these other countries to where it's like, this is all I got. This is the shot I have. Yeah. To where you look at, Aaron Judge, he's going, well, that sucked, but I still play for the Yankees and, I'll have more at bats. I'll hit some more home runs.
Another thing is like,
I'll be fine.
For the players that aren't on the Dodgers, like, this is your chance to win something. Yeah. You're not going to win it in the regular season. The Dodgers are winning for the next 5 years unless something changes. Yeah. So like, what's the argument there too? Like that also doesn't make sense. And it's just that's why I have so much respect for these players like Miguel Cabrera, who was in the dugout, and Acuna, who have rings and are still showing up for this and giving it their all for their country. I wish that we had more people like that in America, and we don't. Paul Skeens is like the only example.
Well, Atlanta won last night because of Venezuela winning. Some other American cities won. I think there was a lot of people rooting for Venezuela. Kind of both teams. Like basically, like we're going to win either way because our major league guys are going to. I think it was the Red Sox or whoever, but we're going to win regardless of who wins this game.
Yeah.
So they kind of had the two best teams there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Congrats to Venezuela, though.
Seriously.
They earned Acuna, I know he's on the Braves. I was still rooting for USA. I know that was.
You got Acuna right up there on the wall.
There he is. Acuna did win, so good for him, and hopefully he takes what he did in that tournament to the Braves because I think he could be poised for a big season.
And hopefully from next 3 or 4 years from now for the next World Baseball Classic, we put together a better team and a more serious team.
But now let's get into.
Yeah, we've got our very special 4th and long. And we've actually added, where is this little switch? There we go.
Oh, here we go. Indicator 4th and goal. 4th down and 20.
Started a new
4th
segment.
And 21. Not the way you want to try to extend it.
Yeah, we've got Chris's sign.
Love having a sign there.
Sure,
4th and long.
It'll evolve over time.
I sure hope people know what 4th and long means, right? Some people go for it. Some people punt, and we're going to go for it today. So I got to be honest with you guys. I guess every team goes through a rebuild. Yeah. It eventually has to happen. Miami's been in a rebuild for 40 years now.
Well, they've been trying to
now we're in more of a rebuild. That's right.
Yeah.
But Jalen Waddle traded to the Broncos. Yeah. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this trade because as a Dolphins fan, it really just, I guess, it pissed me off. You know that from the group chat. But also, it's just an indication that it really is full rebuild. We're done.
I don't think you should be pissed about this.
I don't think you should either.
You got 3 picks for a receiver that I just said when we started the show. Hasn't had 1,000 yards in 2 years. Has been hurt. Has not been a wide receiver one. Everyone thought he was going to explode when Tyreek Hill got hurt. Honestly, Jalen Waddle was exactly the player he was when Tyreek Hill was on the field anyways. I think you got a 1st, 3rd, and a 4th.
Yeah.
But we gave up a 3rd, though, also. We gave them a 3rd.
You did. That's true.
Fine, but a first round for Jalen Waddle.
That's awesome.
I mean, you're not even getting. I think AJ Brown is a better receiver than Jalen Waddle right now, and teams aren't even.
Good luck if you guys want to trade for AJ Brown now, Dawson.
I know teams aren't even willing to give a 1st for AJ Brown.
Yeah.
So
good luck.
Well, at least the Chiefs have to deal with his ass now.
That's what I was thinking.
Jansen and Jerry, you know what? You got to deal with him twice a year now. So have fun with that.
Well, Cortland Sutton, you've got they've got some good rookies over there too. Franklin
he went to a really good spot. This is really interesting because if Bo Nix ends up, getting a little bit better outside of the 4th quarter accuracy wise, Denver, this is what they were missing. A little bit more explosiveness on offense. Someone that can stretch the field and, create big plays that aren't going to be...
take the Chiefs out of these postseason runs for the next few years?
That division's really competitive
It's just made the division... It's made the division.
Well, the Raiders have...
Plus, you got the Raiders in there now, too.
Oh, yeah.
that division.
Well, the Chargers, all of a sudden you give the Chargers, their O-line back. Because I know that was the big excuse. Well, they still have a good defense. And
you're not going to like this stat, but I saw this yesterday, and I don't remember if I sent this to you both. But so the Dolphins have more, I think they have $175 million worth of dead money this year.
Yeah.
They're paying players not to play for them, which, between Minka and Jalen Ramsey.
It's insane. The number, like Chris Greer should never be a GM again.
You want to know the best part? Is so the Miami Marlins have not paid that much for their last 2 seasons worth of payroll.
And the Miami Marlins have like the lowest.
And we're paying it for guys to not
$168 million
wear the
for
uniform.
Anyone's curious.
We're toast. Like it's going to be hard to even get excited. I don't even care if I watch a game this year. No, I'm going to be where Dawson was a couple of years ago with the Patriots.
You get happy when they lose games in a time like this, and you want Archie Manning.
Yeah.
You want to beat the Arizona Cardinals.
If we could go 0-16, maybe we can get Archie.
0-17.
Being disappointed about this trade, though, Jalen Waddle, kind of sucks, and you drafted him.
Yeah. He's a cool dude, too.
He's a cool kid.
Yeah.
Comes from Alabama, so he's coached the right way. But at the same time, a first, third, and a fourth round pick, can't really complain about that when you guys are in the situation you're in.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you guys extended.
We got to get some. We got to get some rookie contracts to help make up for all of this dead money.
Do you remember the contract that you gave him when you extended him?
It was a lot.
Like a 3-year deal.
Yeah, but what about the dude? Who's the dude that just came in as our quarterback?
Oh, Malik Willis.
That's what I said.
How do you think he's feeling right now?
Poor guy. My question is, why would you go out and give Malik Willis $45 million guaranteed if you know you're going to trade Jalen Waddle?
The same thing.
Just what are you doing?
I thought the same thing when I saw this.
What the fuck is that?
I thought the exact same thing.
Because now he's got to be like, who am I going to throw to?
At that point, just go let Ewers go out and play.
Yeah.
At that point, you drafted him. See if he, if you're, I thought the same thing.
Well, that was the Packers guys getting in their own way and bringing it. We need a Packers guy here.
Yeah, that's a great point, too.
They need to stop. They've got too many Packers playing for Miami. Just stop already.
I thought the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. I feel bad for the Dolphins. I do because I saw that move and it just immediately. That's what bad organizations
I had 100 questions and my first one was exactly.
It's going to be painful, and the sad part is that even the Dolphin fans that buy those season tickets, it's going to be painful for them because we've watched this team flounder for 4 decades.
Flounder.
Yes, literally. Oh gosh, no pun intended. Okay, speaking of fun stuff, so let's change gears. So a couple of big things happened in Hollywood. First one, DareDevil. DareDevil trailer
Season
dropped.
2.
What do you guys think about?
Because the next one, obviously, the Spider-Man Brand New Day dropped. So I'm going to combine them both because it kind of sucks. The one thing that I saw is in the Spider-Man Brand New Day, you see the mayor giving the key to the city to Spider-Man. Well, the problem is it wasn't Fisk giving the key to the city.
So you think they spoiled season 2?
So you kind of just spoiled the ending of season 2 of DareDevil before it even came out.
That's fair.
That was the one question I had.
Maybe Spider-Man's in season 2. Could that be
it? He could be, but no matter how it plays out, you just spoiled kind of probably the ending of what DareDevil season 2 is going to be.
Maybe that happens in episode 1. Fisk, because there were clips in this trailer of Fisk in a boxing ring, beating the shit out of someone. So it's we have no clue what's going to happen.
Yeah,
maybe it does end up being where Fisk goes down. But episode 1.
No matter when it does, that's still a pretty massive part of what's probably going to happen in the plot of that show.
Yeah.
So that was a little disappointing.
Or that was a flashback. To when because they're doing this to combine it. It seems like they're taking place in the same point of
Well, they have to because they're in the same city.
Well, that and obviously with the next movie being Doomsday in December, there's really not much else that does happen between now and then.
There's nothing.
So these two are setting up whatever's going to happen. I think at least Spider-Man. And so for DareDevil, I do think we could be getting some cameo characters and.
Well, they've already said they started filming season 3, or they are going to. So there is a season 3 of it.
So that's pretty cool.
No, I think it's going to look good. I think I enjoyed the first. I know the turnoff for season 1 was people didn't like the fact that they brought back the original characters and no one kind of really cared or knew. Yeah. So it was hard for people to, the opening scene of Foggy dying. No one that didn't hold weight to all the new people because they were like, who's this random guy, this death guy that they just killed.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So that's why Jake didn't watch it, because he was like, I don't know any of these characters. Like, they set up this whole opening scene, but to me, I didn't care because I just enjoyed it. I went into it going, hey, it kind of is a soft reboot, but I'm going to give it a chance, and I ended up really enjoying it. I think most people did too. So season 2 though, I think it's it's a character arc of kind of where he was, where Daredevil was about really not killing people, but doing stuff for what he believed in. And then in the season 2, he kind of was like a bitch, like halfway through the season, and then finally came back because of what happened. And now you're fully seeing the circle of his character arc, of what his character is known for. I think Punisher being in Spider-Man is going to be awesome, because I think Punisher is I can't remember the name of the guy who plays him, but I love him in everything he does. I loved him in Walking Dead.
John Bernthal.
I loved him in every single movie he's in. I think he's a great actor. I think he plays Punisher.
He plays a good bad
better
guy.
than anyone possibly could. It was the perfect casting.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that kind of comic relief between him and Spider-Man, because it kind of feels like they were showing that off in the trailer, like, expect this.
Well, Punisher's going to be he's going to be in Daredevil Born Again. I guess I'm kind of off a little bit. So Punisher's getting a special too in the next few months, that he's getting, like, I don't know if it's an hour long, like, just special, or if it's a season of something. But yeah, he's getting something as well. So there's a lot of good content coming. Good job, Marvel.
Well, and then towards the back half of the year, I know we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but you have you have Superwoman, you have Supergirl, whatever they're calling it. You have Dune Part 3. That trailer just came out.
The Odyssey comes out in July.
Comes out. You have the new Hunger Games coming out later in October.
Are movies back? Are movies in theaters back?
Movies this
year they are.
I think from like September to December this year. Movies are going to be really good.
I still haven't seen the new Avatar.
I haven't either, to be honest with you. It's been, I need to. Did you went and watched it, right?
I saw Avatar.
Is it good?
Good flick.
Good.
Movie.
I gotta see.
Oh yeah, you'll enjoy it.
No, I think I'm most excited for the new Hunger Games though.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man will always hold a special place in my heart. And I mean, I would go. I could watch every Spider-Man on repeat for weeks. But the new Hunger Games movie, I think, is going to be really good. I think the Dune Part 3 is also going to be really good. And Jake mentioned to me, there's still the Dune Part 3 and Avengers Doomsday is still releasing on the same day. And Jake also told me, on top of that, IMAX, the Dune Part 3 holds all the rights to all the IMAX. Which means Doomsday isn't going to be in any of the IMAX, any of the big, the really...
Why? Because
Dune holds all the rights to it, and they release on the same day. So Jake was telling me that if Avengers was smart, because they're both going to eat.
They could move the launch date.
That's what Jake was saying, is if one's going to move it because of kind of the rights to the IMAX and everything, it's going to be Doomsday. And Jake doesn't think they're going to, because it's like,
too prideful.
A dick measuring contest of, well, no, we've got to, we're going to compete. And Jake's like, why do that when both movies are going to do great? Yeah. If you pushed it, but then Jake also said, well,
you're trying to make a point.
You can't push it back because Supergirl comes out and the Hunger Games comes out. So it's like they've really put themselves in a bind and a competition to where it didn't need to be.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have messed up your entire last two phases, and this movie would have been out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that too. But I'm excited for both. I really liked season 1 of Daredevil. I thought the villains were good in that movie or in that show. The arc of, the Daredevil himself, Fisk, that whole thing. But this was always my question with Brand New Day coming out, is they're in the same city. So you're just going to ignore each other? Like,
these two big things are happening
all at once, but we never see each other and they never cross paths.
Let's not forget also that Thunderbolts happened in New York as well.
And we didn't even get a mention of any Daredevil, any Fisk, so that was, but I said that about that movie, did I not?
Yep.
So yeah, I'm happy that it feels like they are intertwining and integrating these two things together to kind of go like, okay, yeah, they're in the same city. Yeah. It makes sense.
Yep.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I agree.
Okay.
And then, I think that Spider-Man trailer, one, this one might be Tom Holland's best. I know I'm just, obviously it's overreacting to one trailer, but the amount of villains that I saw in that, and just, I like when you don't know what the hell is going on in a trailer, where they're just jumbling a bunch of different, storylines and characters together, and you're not going to know, the order of which things happen until the movie comes out. And sometimes, at least in recent memory, with these Marvel trailers and movie trailers in general, really, they're projecting a little bit too much about what's going on. And it's just kind of like you're going to the theater at this point to almost fill in the blanks from what the trailer left out. And it's just like, what's going to happen. You're just you're waiting to see in what order it happens and who's going to do what. This is the way that you release a trailer. And yesterday when they were doing all those, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, they released 12 different 1 to 2 second clips of the trailer. And just they did it out of order, and just to create kind of a buzz about
what you guys know that. Don't you think the best producers of trailers, they go into a room, they get completely fucked up. They say, we're going to mind fuck the audience. We're going to mix this up the most craziest way possible.
So awesome.
We're going to put it all together. We're going to confuse the heck out of the viewer because we know they're going to go to the movie anyway. So, and they did that.
And movie trailers have become, I know the point of them is to get people excited, get people to go want to watch it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the past couple years, ever since COVID, it feels like the movie trailers show way too much. Mm-hmm. I just watched the whole movie.
Exactly.
I just watched a summary of what the movie is after I'm done watching it, where I'm that trailer was exactly what
I thought the movie was going to be.
It's about damn time we get a Spider-Man with organic webs again.
Well, that's the cool part that people are saying is it's
he's going through puberty.
It's the opposite of what happened with Tobey's Spider-Man, where he kind of lost it. Now you kind of see this in the trailer. He's gaining it.
Not only that, he's a college kid. People were worried that they were going to skip his college years and we weren't going to see the struggling Peter Parker. Pretty much what Peter Parker is. Yeah. It's a struggling college kid that has to work a job and be Spider-Man to afford his apartment.
Not billions of dollars from Tony Stark.
Not working off a grant with fucking. So they're finally doing this is Spider-Man, and this. If they do it right, because this is the start of a trilogy, this could be big.
That's what Jake told me.
Venom,
but
there's a lot they can do.
They have not signed on for 2 more after this officially.
They will after this one blows up like they.
And I'm sure
sometimes they wait.
I'm sure, but it is not official to where they are. I hope they do, because I'd love it. But yes, it is not technically official that there's 2 more coming after this.
No, there are a lot of characters, and I got the feeling that it's going to be almost a 3-hour movie. I don't know if you did, but there's that trailer. If they don't and they cut and they turn it into Doctor Strange, then I've lost faith in Marvel, and they have not learned from anything. I guarantee you,
I would bet a lot of money.
2.5 hours minimum.
I would bet a lot of money that movie is no longer than 2 hours and 20 minutes.
2.5 hours. It's got to be. It has to be. It has to be.
I would bet a lot of money that it's no longer.
With the amount of stuff that happened, if they just throw in a bunch of cameos and it's the Punisher has a 5-minute scene and then he's never seen again, and then Scorpion has a 5-minute scene and then he's never seen again, and all these villains, you will have fucked up and you will have not learned a single thing from what your audience and fan base has been begging for, which is longer movies that actually earn what happens at the end, and not just a bunch of storylines that get thrown in together.
I agree with you.
They're going to Stranger Things themselves. It's
completely agree with you. I'm just saying.
Wishful thinking. Please.
Yeah. So my final thought on Fourth and Long before we close this up is what you just said, Dawson. You go to a movie, you've seen the trailer, you feel like you've already seen it, you fill in the blanks. Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to know, Dylan, the honest truth, the World Baseball Classic. So I filled in the blanks this morning on the treadmill. I watched the entire game in 5 minutes on YouTube. I didn't have to stay up last night to watch the game. I I filled in the blanks. I knew we lost 3-2. I knew we had lost, so that's how I took in the game. That's and funny. You're right. Fair I don't think America gives a shit.
They don't care. Fair enough. They don't care. I'd be surprised if any sports like news network today was talking about it for more than like 5 minutes.
Fair enough.
Well, like, especially on the NFL.
No, they're talking about what we're going to talk about here in a minute.
Yeah. So to wrap up today's show, the March Madness. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know a lick of dog shit about college basketball.
But it's so much fun.
I don't.
A lot of people bet on these games that don't know anything about basketball.
Whatever I say, I'm in the same boat as probably 90% of people.
We're just throwing darts at a board.
Let your girlfriend make your picks.
Yeah, you'll probably do better if you do that. Let your dog make your picks, and you'll probably do better.
You should have Mika make.
We did one year when we were living in college with Vanny. So we had 2 bowls, and we went through all the games, and each bowl we had like a certain treat, or we had a treat in it.
Yeah,
and we would have Mika come down the stairs, and whatever we would like determine which team was which bowl before she would come down.
You got to do that.
And she would, when she picked the bowl, it was like, okay, we're picking, North Carolina for this game, and then we'd send her back upstairs, do it again.
How did she do?
I can't remember.
Oh my God, you got to do it again. You got to do it again. That would be great.
But Vanny knows what I'm talking about. We did that.
She didn't do a single. She didn't get a single one right.
We did it. No, look, I think March Madness, like you just said, everyone bets on it. Everyone's got it on at work because it starts tomorrow, and it goes the first 2 days. I think are the best.
So there's a game.
There's a game literally like every 20 minutes.
You put on a quad box.
Yeah, the first two to Thursday and Friday are 100% the best 2 days.
That's pretty great.
Regardless if you know who any of the players are. I do know the one upset that I am going, because I've heard about it a lot. Just
Kennesaw State is gonna beat the shit out of Gonzaga.
Gonzaga's
Kennesaw State.
No, I do think Georgia team though. I think Georgia loses to the team they're playing.
Yeah.
Because the team they're playing has shot the ball, as someone was saying, top 5 in 2-pointer shots, 3-pointer shots.
God.
I think it was free throws and something else. And Georgia's defense has been so bad this year. They've let up so many points. I would not be shocked, but their offense is good. I would not be shocked if the Georgia's game is the highest scoring game of the whole tournament.
Okay.
So that's
Didn't they move them into like the East bracket too, or like they're not here. They're not in the South.
Just saying, watch out for Tennessee losing to 31-1 Miami, Ohio.
So do you know the only team?
They have a lot of controversy about.
Okay,
them too.
question.
Dude, they had to play in the first 4 last night. And they're 31-1.
Who's the only team that has been in every single NCAA tournament? There's
North
only
Carolina.
one.
UConn.
Nope.
Duke. North Carolina.
Nope.
Oh, it's going to be no.
Kansas.
It's going to be a weird one.
You've already said their name, but nope, not Kansas.
What?
Tennessee.
Really?
Oh, really?
The only team to be in every
You sure
single.
about that?
Unless they lied to me on the radio, it is the only team.
That's pretty crazy.
You can go ahead and look it up. Fact check me.
It's actually a pretty cool
Fact check
stat.
me. Yeah, that's the only team to do it.
That's pretty.
I would have thought North Carolina or somebody like that, but
No, I think for the vast majority of people, that's what tomorrow's going to be. That's what Friday's going to be. It'll be fun. Everyone hopes for upsets. But there was I think it was the Kalshi app. It's that new
Kalshi, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You see ads all the time. They are offering a $1 billion perfect bracket.
So there's multiple. I know Buffett still offers his. So there's 2 different $1 billion brackets.
Okay. So
what happens if you get perfect? Do you get $2 billion? Do you get $1 billion from each?
I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool.
But I just saw it and I was like, the odds of having a perfect bracket are like 1 in some odd billion. So it's insane, but it's crazy that like companies are literally offering $1 billion for a perfect bracket.
okay.
I will say I might have
corrected here.
picked
I don't know
Kennesaw
about
State.
this Tennessee thing. Somebody lied on the radio and they didn't get
Someone
fact
lied
checked.
to
And
them.
it was a guest they had on yesterday, and he said it, and they did not question it. They said, "Yep, Tennessee." So I'm going to find this out.
Someone lied to you.
I'm picking Miami, Ohio to go all
I think
the
the couple
way
of steps
to the
I
Elite.
had like Missouri beating whoever they were playing.
Michigan State 28 years in a row.
That's pretty crazy too.
You know that for sure.
I had Michigan. I think my Final Four is Duke, Alabama.
Gonzaga 26 years in a row.
Gonzaga. I've got
What do you say Gonzaga?
Gonzaga.
It is Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
It is Gonzaga. It has never been Gonzaga.
I always said it like Zaga.
We grew up 200 miles away from Gonzaga.
Zaga.
It is Gonzaga University.
I always thought of it as
right.
Zaga.
It has never been Zaga. It's Gonzaga, not Zaga.
I'm hoping for a Mormon takeover. I want BYU. I want BYU to go all the way, and AJ DeBanza just turns into Carmelo Anthony. That's my prediction, and that also pairs with the Bears or the Bulls winning the draft lottery and then taking DeBanza first overall.
And then
That'd be nice.
the one player that everyone's had such a huge, I can't remember his name. He plays for Kansas though.
Darren Peterson.
Yeah, where he like doesn't play.
He hates basketball,
half, but he wants to. But
it'll be interesting to see.
So it's gonna
Women Tennessee.
The only team.
Gotcha.
I can't believe we're talking about ladies.
Is that
basketball.
so? The
we're
only
not.
team.
We're not.
The only team across both, like men and women's, Tennessee women's basketball.
Tennessee women's is the only team to ever do it.
That's pretty crazy.
That's right.
Pretty nuts.
So I stand corrected, and I apologize, and I will turn in my man card.
You were right. I mean, you were right. You were just not
I was right. I'll turn in my sports card. That's over. I'm done.
Who was the guest that was talking about?
I don't know. I mean, they were not talking about women's basketball. I don't understand.
Huh.
So
okay.
I don't.
Oh, I believe you. It's just.
I mean, I obviously somebody got their facts mixed up.
Whoever that guest was, they need to
fire him.
They need to cancel that guest.
Maybe they're a Tennessee alum.
Probably. Because the only people that would know that would probably be that. No, but again, like I said, I'm not going to act like I know everything I'm talking about. I hear little bits of stories here, but for everyone, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch it. Like I said, there's a game every freaking 20, 30 minutes
it's
for the next 2 days.
That's awesome.
There will be upsets. There will be that's always the draw and the thrill of March Madness every year. I know a couple years ago, it was like every team who was supposed to win won, and there was no upsets.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping for upsets. I think everyone is, but the whole bracket challenge things are always so crazy.
Yes.
Of $1 billion to someone getting a perfect.
I'm
bracket.
actually once we turn this off, we're gonna make another bracket.
Hey, you might as well
make as many as possible because I didn't realize on the ESPN app. I don't know if it's across every single one, but apparently I joined 2 different groups and then I edited one of the brackets and it changed both of them. So now I've got to create a completely new bracket. But we're gonna get to that. That's some. I love March Madness, and I hope there's some buzzer beaters or some crazy like a 1 seed losing in the first round is always cool.
There will be.
That's awesome.
There is. I mean, it's bound to happen.
Yep,
it's bound.
Absolutely. But I think that does it. Before we sign off of here, make sure you guys like, comment, give us some thoughts. Who do you think is going to be a Cinderella team in March Madness this year? Do you think USA doesn't give a shit about international sports? Because I don't. Everything. We appreciate always, the support, and check out our short content on TikTok, Instagram, do YouTube shorts as well. And yes, like I said, we appreciate all of it, and we will not stop making content. Episode 80's next week.
And what you think of the Spider-Man trailers? Because I know everyone. For the vast majority of people, I think everyone loves Spider-Man.
Is Marvel back?
Is
Marvel back?
Is it going to finally be a good year to set up, the Marvel trilogy again? Because it's been a couple years of a bunch of bull that they've been releasing. So Daredevil, Spider-Man, a lot of good movies coming out too, like we mentioned with the Hunger Games. I know that's a very popular franchise. Supergirl, Superwoman, whatever. I can't remember exactly what they're calling it.
Yeah,
Supergirl.
The Superman movie had a lot of good feedback from last year. I enjoyed it. I didn't think I would.
I thought it was good.
So yeah, we will see with all that. But yeah, no, that's gonna wrap up today. Enjoy March Madness for the next 2 days. For the next
4 days. This next 4 days is insane.
Yeah, enjoy it, and hopefully there's some good buzzer beaters, some good games, and go join that $1 billion bracket because it may be 1 in a billion of you winning, but
probably
saying there's probably 1 in a septillion that you could win.
You would never see me. You would never see me again if I win $1 billion.
This show's over.
There would be signs.
The show's officially over when we win.
There may be an i75Live tower being put up in like Chicago.
You would never see me again. Yeah, let's just say that.
No more social
media. Just gonna go build a mansion next to Logan Paul and Jake Paul in Costa Rica.
Never see me again. But no, yes, that will do it for today, and we'll see you next time.
Sure, it's been real, guys.